All right, guys, a lot to discuss. Another record high. Here are the investment pros. Jim Frischling, president of NewOak Capital. He's back with us. Jim, when there's 2 bad days in a row, it's like, oh, batten down the hatches, the RC blows. We knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
I can't beat that enthusiasm, but I will say the U.S. construction data better than expected. You highlighted autos, I think people make feel very, very good. And for those that like watching the Fed or listening to the Fed, Stanley Fischer, vice chairman of the Federal Reserve Board, spoke, and he said if the improvements in labor continues and signs of inflation, they'll move rates. We're not going to see signs of inflation. I think people are
Although, wouldn't you say that those who say that the Fed is the only reason moving the market, that should have sent the market down? The Fed yesterday, Dudley hinted at a better economy. Today, Fischer hints at a better economy. For those who think the only thing that moves markets, the market should have been down, because it seems like now we're coming from December to maybe mid-year, even earlier.
My takeaway from it was that we're going to see low rates continue. I do not think the Fed is the only reason we have this good market remotely, but I do think it's a nice tailwind, and I do think we're going to see continuation.
But going forward, Charles, we do want to see China improve. We do want to see Europe improve, because speaking of, tailwinds, that has been a headwind.
I think today was the U.S. investor feeling a little better. And again, right, I can't highlight the auto sales enough. That shows people are spending some money.
All right, cool. Hey, guys.
When you lend someone a little bit of money, you control them. When you lend somebody a lot of money, okay, yes, they control you. So the fact is, I don't endorse the higher debt. The average American doesn't bother them, doesn't hit them every day. They know it's a problem, to Charles's point. But the fact is, don't think our debt's all of a sudden going to creep up on us in a way that the countries that have lent to us, I hate to say it, we're controlling them right now.
But guess what it is?
Point, though, that's the point.
To fill up my gas
If I know I could buy something today that costs $2, next week it'll cost $1.80, and then a week after that $1.50, why would I pay $2 for it today?
I think I agree with you, good and bad. I think the difference, though, is temporary versus sustained. Temporary, like a drop in oil prices, cheaper at the gas pump, people feeling better. $90 billion since June of increased disposable income for the consumer because of that reduction in prices. Sustained, however, price decline, to Charles's point, consumers don't make the big purchase, and companies don't make the investments. Then you have wage pressure. Companies lose profits. They start cutting jobs. That is the bad deflation that I think makes a lot of people very scared.
What do you think, Jim?
I think you highlighted the core business and how well it's doing. I think the Motorola, they've had some trouble with the integration, and I think if they can get that right, there's huge value creation here. But they're going to have to get that one right.
Yeah, I think they will, to your point. The last time they reported, the guidance was below, everyone was really disappointed with the guidance. I think that's a short-term hiccup. The next 5 years, this company is going to grow like gangbusters, Hillary. Oh, yeah. Plus, Elon Musk's cousin runs the company. What do you think, Jim?
I'm going to be unoriginal, because I was going with Solar City, in part because of the deal they just cut with Walmart. The fact is, they are the market leader. I do think they're hooking up with Elon Musk, man, and then in the CFO spot. So again, I think it's down about 35%. It's going to be a risky stock, but I think that's
the right play. Overall, the overall narrative right now is that that these guys are spoiled brats and that they're ruining a good thing.
It wasn't so long ago, in the early 80s, the NBA was almost a bankrupt league and had many teams losing money. And the issue they had then was really an image problem.
Sure.
And David Stern was really almost a turnaround specialist and helped build that league up. The fact is, all of these leagues right now, whether it's Adrian Peterson or the issues of the NFL, they are facing some image issues that are going to hit their popularity.
All right, before we go on the image issue thing, I got the plot thickens ahead of Friday's jobs report. Now, we've got a whole bunch of news out tomorrow, and it probably will move the needle. On jobs, we've got ADP and also a poll out from Gallup. There are a couple of, couple guys from the Fed talking about tomorrow. All right. And then there's that weekly EIA crude report. Now, I got to tell you something. This used to be that tree that fell in the empty forest. No one cared. Now it's making a lot of noise and moving markets beyond oil. So my marching orders are about the same. Stay the course. What do you think, Jim?
Look, I think all eyes are on the jobs report on Friday, because I do believe it is the most meaningful economic announcement this week. I think people are expecting a 200,000 plus, actually a strong 200,000 plus. And I think wages, while they'll still be fairly benign or fairly flat, the fact is people want to see more jobs.
What's a strong 200,000 plus? Are you telling me 280, 290?
I apologize. You're right.
300?
I'm going 250.
250. All right.